How's it going, everyone? Asterisk here, and I want to talk about this announcement Nintendo made about the Super Nintendo Classic Edition that people predicted this was coming. People thought Nintendo was gonna do it, so Nintendo actually did. People predicted it was gonna be like what at the end of the year, close about that time in September. Not bad. All right, so let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this Super Nintendo Classic Edition. Let's see, $79.99. It's gonna come out September 29th. Not bad. Now you're playing with Superpower. All right, let's see what else. The golden age of 16-bit gaming returns. Yoshi, Samus, and the Star Fox crew are waiting for you to come and play. Super NES Classic Edition system has the original look and feel of the 90s home console, only smaller. Plus, this one comes loaded with 21 games. Yeah, look at that classic original Super Nintendo look. Beautiful. And hopefully this one won't turn yellow like the original did. Probably not. They have better materials than that. The night is cold. They want their controllers back. Two-wire retro Super NES Classic controllers are included for multiplayer gaming right out of the box, which is surprising. I think the NES Classic only brought one controller. This one has two. That's pretty nice. Also, hopefully the controllers have a longer cord this time, because the NES Classic controller only had a short cord, which sucked. But hopefully this one they learn, and this one has longer cords. So we got the games, and the one that's taking the cake here is Star Fox 2, the never before release game for the Super Nintendo. According to sources, it was supposed to come out originally for the Super Nintendo at the time, but Nintendo decided to cancel it and move on to the N64 instead. Since the N64, I think the N64 was close to coming out, or already came out, probably close to coming out. So they decided just to drop it and move on to the N64, I guess. So 21 games. Yeah, Super Mario World here, not bad. Super Mario Kart, good. Zelda, of course. Into the past, we got Super Metroid, has to be there. F-Zero. I'm not really a fan of F-Zero, but it's there. I remember playing F-Zero like at my cousin's. He had it, and I vaguely remember playing it a bit. Pretty fast game. Alright, the other ones we have here: Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Punch Out, Castlevania, Super Castlevania 4 actually, Donkey Kong Country, of course it's gotta be there, and Mega Man X has to be there too. Kirby, love it. Final Fantasy 3, which is Final Fantasy 6 technically, it's there, pretty good. Kirby Dream Course, the original Star Fox, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario RPG. It had to be there. Of course it has to be there. That's a really good game. Contra, Secret of Mana, Earthbound, and what is this? Ghouls and Ghost. That's what it is, right? Ghost. Not a big fan of that game, but it's there for people who really like it. 21 games. They're pretty good. Pretty good selection, in my opinion. Alright, so, but that is not the only one, is it? So, there's also gonna be the, what do we call it? Super Famicom Mini that they're gonna release over in Japan. And when is it gonna release? Let me see. Nintendo announced that Tuesday a company was releasing classic Mini Super Family Computer, officially abbreviated as a Mini Suf. What? Mini Su Fami? Wow. Maybe we should abbreviate the Super Nintendo. I think it's already abbreviated. SNES Classic, yeah. Very short and sweet. Japan, October 5th. Releasing October 5th. Mini version of the 90s era console will come with 2 controllers, 21 preloaded games, including Star Fox 2, which was created during the Super Famicom Super Nintendo Entertainment System era but never released. Alright, here it is. Look at that, that's a pretty cool box. Let me check the, yeah, it's pretty simple. Reflecting the original, not bad. As for the Super Famicom one, it's really colorful. Look at all the colors. Really colorful box. Now let's see the games here. The games. Of course, we're gonna have some of them are the same, and they're gonna have some exclusive ones for the Famicom, Super Famicom here. So we got Contra, the same as in the Super Nintendo, Super Mario Kart, The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, F-Zero, Super Metroid, Super Street Fighter 2, Super Soccer. Now that is not on the Super Nintendo one. This is an exclusive for the Super Famicom. You got Fire Emblem. Fortunately, over here, Fire Emblem never came out for the Super Nintendo, so it's exclusive only for the Super Famicom. You got Panel de Palm. I don't know what that is, so but it's exclusive to this one. The Legend of the Mystical Ninja. That's also an exclusive. I think there's only 4 exclusive. Let me see. This one, Legend of Mystical, Panel Palm. Yeah, those 4 are exclusive only to the Super Famicom. And that's for the rest. Donkey Kong Country, Mega Man X, Kirby Superstar, Final Fantasy VI, Star Fox, Yoshi's Island, Super Mario RPG, Super Mario World, Secret Mana, Super Ghost and Ghouls. They're all already included. So only 4 exclusive for the Super Famicom and 4 exclusive for the Super Nintendo here. Which one are the exclusive ones? I don't. Let me see. I think Punch Out is one and Castlevania was another one. I don't know which one else. Oh, Earthbound was one, and I think Super Ghouls and Ghosts was the other one. So those four probably. Alright, this one, did it say the price is gonna cost? Or was it at the top? The price. Let me see. Quickly check over here in this article. The suggested retail price for the console is 7,980 yen, about $71 cheaper. Is it cheaper? It's cheaper than the Super Nintendo one. This is $29.99. It's still good though. Not bad. Look at that art right there. Star Fox 2, never before release. So does that mean does it mean that it's how do I put it? A new Super Nintendo release in years? I guess that's how I can put it. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys gonna get the Super Nintendo Classic? You gonna buy it, or are you gonna buy a Super Famicom Classic? Maybe you're into the Classic, or you're gonna buy both because you want both of them. Well, better choose, because like the NES Classic, this thing is probably gonna sell out quickly. And who knows if Nintendo's gonna do a second batch. I mean, they did it for the NES because people demanded it and they wanted more of it. They did more, but I don't know if they're gonna do for the Super Nintendo Classic. They could do it if they wanted. Maybe they could do maybe a little bit more. I guess it depends on what Nintendo thinks. If they're gonna do a first batch only limited amount, or they're gonna do more batches before they stop. Alright then, I guess we're just gonna have to wait. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.